Guillermo del Toro has had a good week. Good week. His animated film, Pinocchio, won the Academy Award, even if it was a little undeserved. But, a lot of people love this film. Pinocchio won Best Animated Feature. I personally thought Turning Red should have won. Other people in this room think Puss in Boots maybe should have won. But listen, the impact that Pinocchio movie made is undeniable. Like, the moment it came out, people were just buzzing about it. Quite the opposite of the Willow film. So it's been a good week for Guillermo del Toro. And now the good week continues because apparently Del Toro, who has been working on his next live action film, which is going to be called Frankenstein, well, according to reports now, it sounds like he's got his primary cast lined up. Deadline is reporting that Guillermo del Toro has been personally talking to Andrew Garfield, Oscar Isaac, and the modern day Scream Queen, Mia Goth, to be the stars of his new Frankenstein film. Now, there's no report about who's going to be playing what. Like, out of Oscar Isaac and Andrew Garfield, which one's going to be Dr. Frankenstein? Which one's going to be Frankenstein's monster? Don't know. Is Mia Goth going to be a bride of Frankenstein? Is she going to be a romantic love interest to Dr. Frankenstein? Is she going to be a love interest to whoever the poor soul is that dies, that Dr. Frankenstein reanimates back to life? Don't know. There's a lot going on there. But Deadline said the following. They said, following his big animated Oscar win on Sunday for Pinocchio, Guillermo del Toro is getting closer to finding his next live-action film. Sources tell Deadline that Andrew Garfield, Oscar Isaac, and Mia Goth are in early talks to star in del Toro's Frankenstein on Netflix. Del Toro will write and direct the picture. Insiders close to the pick, though, caution that Del Toro is still working on the script and no formal offers have been given to any actors, but sources add that he has met with all three and all three of them are on board to star. So this is pretty exciting. Now, the only thing that I don't get super hyped about this is that it's going to be a Netflix film. I'm sorry. Guillermo del Toro's movies belong on a big screen. And listen, we've seen that Netflix is starting to experiment with putting their just start a little bit like they did with Glass Onion. Gave it a limited theatrical release. Like, by limited, I mean, it was still a pretty decent wide release, but they only did it for what? What was it? 2 weeks? 1 week?
Yeah.
I think it was just one. Was it two?
Maybe it was one. I can't remember, but they had a lot of success. And maybe they'll do the same thing with this, but Del Toro is really in bed with Netflix right now. He had, what was that anthology horror series he just did?
Cabinet of Curiosities.
Cabinet of Curiosities, I'm sure you did not watch because of the eye stuff.
No, I made Logan watch it, and he went, oh, you're not going to watch this. You'll
No doubt. Well, the Pinocchio thing, now this thing, listen, a Frankenstein directed by Guillermo del Toro with the possibility of an Oscar Isaac, Andrew Garfield, and Mia Goth. Come on. What doesn't sound completely enticing about that? And guys, you hear about this. What do you think?
Oh, it's such a winning combination, right? I love this idea so much. Not only having Guillermo helming it, but this cast too with it, I think is so exciting. And what I like most about Guillermo del Toro coming on board for this is we're really going to focus on the romanticism of what Frankenstein is. A lot of people always focus on the monster, the horror aspect of it. And I'm sure we'll have plenty of creature work here because, I mean, that's GTD's thing. But this was a story that really explored, you know, the grandeur of life, the meaning of life, really deep, complex emotions with all of its characters. It's a romance too, right? There's a whole bunch that goes on in here that I think when we look back to, you know, classic Universal, the kind of MonsterVerse stuff, we really just focus on the creature. But I think this is going to have a really cool blend of just heightened emotion and drama with all those big creature scares.
You know, it also, on top of all that, like the original Frankenstein was like this deeply philosophical movie too about mortality and all that kind of stuff. Here's the interesting thing too. I find this is still true. I think the majority of people, if you point to the big green creature going, fire, and you say, what's that creature's name? What do most people say?
Shrek. I think it's Frankenstein or Shrek. or Shrek.
They think it's Frankenstein. Frankenstein is not the creature. Frankenstein is the doctor who creates the creature. But a lot of people still associate. Or
Frankenstein, depending on what you grew up with.
Oh. Anyway, guys. Shrek, I like that. Question is for you guys. What do you think about this? Del Toro, coming off his Oscar win, is now looking at doing a live-action Frankenstein movie with a pretty impressive cast. By the way, Andrew Garfield, they just announced yesterday that he's doing something with Florence Pugh, too, as well. So his career is heating up. Whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. We want to thank a sponsor of this video, MasterClass. MasterClass offers classes on a wide variety of topics, all taught by world-class instructors at the very top of their fields. Each class is broken out into individual video lessons, usually around 10 minutes long. And MasterClass is completely accessible on your phone, the web, smart TV, and available via audio mode to listen to classes on the go. They have over 2,500 video lessons from over 180 of today's most brilliant minds. They're all available anytime, anywhere on iOS, Android, desktop, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. Now, obviously around here on the John Campea Show, we love our movies, so why not learn filmmaking from Jodie Foster, or maybe directing from Ron Howard himself, or the great Neil Gaiman doing his class on the art of storytelling. And you guys have heard me talk about my favorite class, Business Strategy and Leadership by Big Papa Iger himself, Bob Iger, the new and returning CEO of Disney. So guys, I highly recommend that you check it out. Get unlimited access to every class, and as a John Campea Show listener, you get 15% off an annual membership. Just go to masterclass.com/Campea now. That's masterclass.com/Campea for 15% off Masterclass.